and make a third down and manageable.
Yeah,
right? Manageable third down.
Exactly.
Brings a third down and around, I would say, 4 yards.
I would say 3rd and 4 manageable is Michael Cox up the middle if I'm the OC, which I'm obviously not. But
I would say most coaches, you don't want to run up the middle on 3rd down and 4.
Right,
When you have a triple option and you have Michael Cox, I think it might be the best option. So timeout's going to be called on the field by the Patriots, and head coach Mike Forrester will call their first timeout here the first half. And you can tell these coaches they're using these timeouts early on, whether you don't want to use too much energy. It's hot, it's humid. You got to have a lot of Gatorade, bananas. As my old broadcast partner used to tell me, you got to eat the bananas during lunch. You got to eat the bananas during lunch, and you got to eat the bananas before the game. So kind of keep them hydrated and keep them getting away from cramps, because that's what we'll see. I know you mentioned it leading up to the game in the preseason, or in the pregame show. We kind of talked about it a little bit as well. So we'll see what we'll see what the Golden Bears do here on 3rd down and 4 from just inside Patriot territory here.
And this is 2-down territory for Coach Winter, I can assure you, unless something disastrous happens on this play.
Yeah, okay.
He'll keep them out there.
Something to watch out for sure. Davis under center. Davis under center in the triple option formation. Again, 3rd down and 4 for the Golden Bears. And hands off to Cox, and Cox is getting, it's Donovan Johnson. It looked like Donovan Johnson is going to get hit after a gain of about 2. So cuts 3rd down to 2 yards, a long 2 yards. And we'll see what Coach Winters does with a 14-0 lead.
Yeah,
I gotta be surprised if you're going to punt it here, or if you're going to go for it on 4th down at midfield. You don't want to give them good field position. So interesting, maybe try to catch them by surprise there a little bit.
Plus you got Marshall Nichols that can pin them deep.
And we'll see if he can correct kind of that first punt and pin him inside the 10-yard line, which is every punter's dream there. And this one seems to be good, but it takes a side bounce. Still not a bad punt around the 14-yard line. So change of field there a little bit, and that's where the Patriots will now take over. So after a hot start by the Golden Bears, there's been 4 straight punts in the game now, 2 from each team. So it's kind of slowed down just a little bit. The Patriots got their nerves out, it looks like, and they're starting to kind of bottle up a little bit, play a little bit more patient defense with Michael Cox and Matt Davis in the backfield. But nonetheless, they're going to start there.
And props to our defense, as so far Pisgah doesn't have a first down, and we're 43 seconds left in the first quarter.
14-0 Golden Bears lead. They're going to hand it. Quarterback's going to keep it. Cameron Johnson's going to get up to around the 18, 19-yard line, so a gain of about 5 yards there on first down.
Smith on the carry for the Patriots, brought down by number 10, Ronnie Williams.
And Ronnie Williams in there for the tackle on defense once again.
Second and 5
They do give him 5 yards up to around the 19-yard line, so good first down gain there by the Patriots. That's their biggest on first down that they've had here tonight. So we'll see if they get a playoff. 8 seconds and counting. Coleman Smith in shotgun formation for the Patriots. Silent snap count. Man in motion. 3 seconds to go. Last play of the first quarter. And they're going to hand it off right side. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. Golden Bears up 14-0 over the Mount Pisgah Patriots. And we'll be right back after this 20-second timeout on your Golden Bear Network. Welcome back, Golden Bear Network. Coach Dunn, Nathan Griotti here. You'll be hearing a lot from us, so I hope you like the broadcast so far. We got a pretty good game, 14-0, and 14-0 so far. The Golden Bears really have just kind of taken over. They started out so quick, so fast, so powerful there with Michael Cox. I think 5 carries, 6 carries for well over 100 yards there in the first quarter. So You got to think if he can get 100 yards a quarter, you're over 400 yards. I think you're going to win the football game. So a lot going on there in the first quarter. The Mount Pisgah Patriots have played a little bit more discipline on defense after those first couple of possessions.
Yeah, they did.
2-3 straight punts now for the Golden Bears, and 4 straight punts to start the game for Mount Pisgah. They're on their 5th possession here as we enter into the second quarter, and they face a 3rd down and around 7 after a loss of a couple on the previous play to end the first quarter. So Golden Bears could come up with a big stop here, try to get the ball back and regain kind of some momentum, get the crowd back into it here to start the second quarter of action.
Yeah, once again, we got them in 3rd and 5 or greater, which has been the case pretty much the whole game.
First play of the second quarter, Coleman Smith in the shotgun formation, man in motion for the Patriots. Coleman Smith rolls out to the left. He's cut off, and he comes back right, and he has some room as he faces it. Goes past the 20 up to the 25 and tackled at around the 26-yard line, but that is going to be a first down by the Patriots, their first down of the season.
Coleman Smith on the carry. Brought down by number 19.
Look, he's just athletic enough, right, to make something happen.
Yes.
You don't call him Michael Vick out there, right? Yeah. But he's athletic enough to kind of make a couple of guys miss and get enough for the first down.
And you saw when he cut right, there was nothing but green in front of him. It was just a matter of when our secondary recovered. And good game.
And first down, like I said, first down for Cameron Smith and the Patriots this season. Golden Bears still up 14-0. Cameron Smith trips to the right side. Cameron Smith shotgun formation, man in motion. They're going to throw it again. Coleman Smith swing pass out to the left side, and he's going to have McGuire again. He breaks 3 tackles and another first down. This time he hits Hunter Cox. Hunter Cox. Now I'm mixing up all the players. Hunter Hawk, and Hunter Hawk will bring him down, but not before he enters Golden Bear territory for the first time this evening.
It's like the offensive coordinator mixing it up a little bit. That's Coach Livesey over there, our old friend, making the adjustments.
They might have just found something with this short passing game. It's a three-step drop by Cameron Smith, the quarterback, 3-step drop, and he delivers the ball quickly so he doesn't get sacked and no pressure can get in. So we'll see the adjustments now from the Golden Bears on defense.
Encroachment.
Jumps the snap again. And the linemen are kind of clapping in each other's face, and that's how you know it's football in the fall. So
yeah.
Good to kind of the competitiveness, a 5-yard encroachment on the for encroachment on the Golden Bears. 1st and 5 for the Patriots is what I was trying to say, if I could get that out. But 10 minutes around exactly on the clock here in the second quarter. Again, Golden Bears up 14-0 after a couple of quick touchdowns runs to start the first quarter by Michael Cox. But now back come the Golden Bears on a shovel pass. He gets it up to, again, Nick Sparrows, who's down inside the 40 to around the 38 of the Golden Bears.
Brought down by number 22, Big Hunter Hall. 2-yard gain.
2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3 after the penalty for the Patriots. That clock's moving now. A couple of completions. I think it's 4 straight completions now for the Mount Pisgah Patriots. And they may have found something in this short passing game. And again, we're going to have to see some adjustments here from the defense for the Golden Bears. Looks like there's a little confusion out on the field as a man in motion, Happy Chain, and I think a timeout might be called, and it is a timeout for the Mount Pisgah Patriots. They had a guy in motion, and he was signaling to the coach. He put his hands up and said,
where am I going?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this one is, Coach.
So that leaves both teams with one timeout left.
It's good to be here next Friday night as the Bears take on the Hebron Christian.
Well, let's talk about next Friday night. I don't know who. Coach Winter mentioned 3 regular season games that he pinned in on his schedule. Hebron Christian, which is next week, Wesleyan, and of course Eagles Landing.
Yep.
And Hebron last year, I think second quarter they outscored us like 19-0 or something like that and broke it open early. And that's a game that he wants. And I feel a much better game this year. I think we're a much better team.
Absolutely.
They know Coach Winter's system a year better. And, of course, Wesleyan we lost by 8, 24-16. I don't remember the Eagles' landing score, but
48-14.
Okay, yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
That was
that one wasn't close. But Hebron Christian next week, the Lions come into Riverwood High School here to play Holy Innocents Episcopal here the second week of the season. And again, 38-14 last year. Hebron Christian beat Holy Innocents Episcopal, and good tackle. Good tackle is Hall O'Neill coming in. Good defensive pressure there, and he lets his coach and his bench know it. And that's what you want to see. And that brings up a third down after a first down and 5.
Yep.
This defense has kind of held them now to a third down and around 5. So that's about as good as you can ask for.
Hall O'Neill's one of our seniors. A lot of hard work. He's been with the program a long time and deserves all the love he can get. Good kid.
Plays both ways, offensive and defensive line. So those are the one you want out there. So Blake Dobbs on the defensive line, offensive line as well. So and we'll see if they can somehow get out of this one. 3rd down and 6 after starting 1st down and 5 for the Patriots. A couple of good plays, and now the defense has stepped back up for the Golden Bears. Coleman Smith drops back the pass, gets pressured, scrambles out right side, and that's going to be
Jack Felton.
Broken up by Jack Felton. Thought he got there a little early, but we will take the no call. We will take the no call.
He tried to jump the route, and he did, but he got a piece of the receiver, I think.
And I think it's both players have the right to the football. And so I think they were both kind of coming in at a different angle, and they just kind of met right before the ball got there. But good play by Jack Felton. Breaks up the pass and saves an offensive possession that was going really well there for Mount Pisgah there for a while. But they will have to punt and try to pin the Golden Bears deep. And a good high kick.
Good punt.
And that will take a bounce and roll out of bounds. Wow. And that is about as good of a punt as you can ask for, especially in high school football. The Golden Bears backed up to their own 5-yard line.
Knocks it out at the 5-yard line. 1st and 10 Bears.
So a 7-play drive that started at Mount Pisgah's their own 14-yard line. They get all the way inside Golden Bear territory, but Golden Bear defense steps up once again, forces a punt, and back come the offense here for the Bears, and they're going to come out starting, and they're going to have to go 95 yards if they want to up their lead from 14 to 21.
Well, I know this would be a series when I'd give the ball to Michael Cox, deep in your own territory, get some breathing room.
Doesn't even look like he's in the game again. I wonder if there's
something wrong with
either some cramping or something going on with him, because he's not in the game currently. Man in motion, they're going to hand it off to the up back, and this one, like that Hunter Hawk out there playing a little offense, getting the handoff. Hunter Hawk
on the carry.
Will go past the 10 out to around the 12-yard line for a gain of about 7, so good first down gain for the Patriots.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3.
So no Donovan Johnson, no Michael Cox on the field here for the Golden Bears, but they have a 2nd down and 3. Taquan Alexander
there you go.
In motion. And a fumble. He fumbled the football, but Hunter Hawk, he just wanted to gain a few extra yards.
There you go. And he did.
He just wanted to gain a few extra yards there. Hunter Hawk had a wide open hole to run through. And just a little careless with the football, got it poked out from behind. But he jumps on it and actually gains an extra about 3 yards, gets across the 25 to around the 26-yard line.
Yeah, the defender did a good job of stripping him from behind, but the football bounces funny ways, but that time it was right in front of him.
Good idea to kind of jump on it as quick as he could as well. 14-0 Golden Bears. Hand it off, fake it to the up back. Davis out to Taquan Alexander. He has some space out on the right sideline, lowers his shoulder, and kind of takes some Patriot defenders with him. He's going to get all the way out to around the 37, maybe the 38, depending on where they spot him. That's right at that first down marker, but they will give him a first down. So that is another Golden Bears first down. Great blocking all the way around. Beautifully run option there by Matt Davis and Taquan Alexander, finally getting him in the groove and in the motion a little bit and getting in some open space and letting him use that athleticism. So another first down for the Golden Bears, and again, they lead 14-0. Under 6.5 to go now in the second quarter. Looks like Taquan Alexander, Hunter Hawk, both in the backfield. And again, this time they're going to get it to Alexander. He goes out wide left this time, outside the numbers, and he's going to have some room down the sideline. Breaks one tackle, makes one guy miss, and penalty flags fly, but he gets all the way down inside the 30. Coach Dunn, you talked about him. You talked about him before. You wanted to use that speed and that athleticism. Look at that, back-to-back plays. He kind of breaks it open.
Yeah, he's a threat once he gets out there. And that penalty, I don't know if that's where holding might have been. It was where our blockers were.
Blocking the back possibly as well, and it is a holding call on
Early call is holding against the Bears.
Golden Bears. An outstanding run by Tyquan Alexander shows you a little bit of the speed that he possesses. To kind of breaks it out. Not only breaks it outside the hashes, but he broke it all the way outside the numbers.
Yeah, he should.
And beat a couple of defenders for the Patriots as well. But some of it will be coming back here. That penalty flag, they looks like they called it around the 35 or the 30-yard line. And they're going to bring them all the way back to the 43, still in Patriot territory. So still a good run by Tyquan Alexander, but a little bit of it taken off, 10-yard penalty. So another Bears first down as they're going to be now at the 43 of the Patriots. Looks like Donovan Johnson possibly in the backfield now with Skelton as well. Or Felton, excuse me.
That's all right.
Davis up back. Donovan Johnson lowers that shoulder, keeps those legs churning. He's going to get inside the 40, fights his way down to around the 39-yard line. So gain of about 4 on first down.
Donovan Johnson on the carry.
And in that triple option, when you're the deep back, the fullback there might not be a lot of space up front.
That's right.
But what you're taught as a runner is you keep those legs churning.
Yeah, you do.
You just keep those legs churning like butter, as an old coach used to say. Churn those legs like you're churning butter, which I never churned butter. I'm 30 years old, but that's okay. I knew what he was talking about. You keep those legs moving a little bit. 5.5 to go here in the first quarter. Golden Bears up 14-0. Felton in motion. They're going to hand it off.
Hunter Hawk.
A counter to Hunter Hawk. Spins off 3 or 4 different defenders, and Hunter Hawk finds his way inside the 30 all the way down to the 27-yard line, possibly the 26. And a great run by Hunter Hawk. Got a penalty flag on the field, and once again
Big Hunter Hawk
on the Golden Bears.
Penalty flag down.
I couldn't see the call. I wasn't exactly looking at the referee. I was watching Hunter Hawk. I think they might have called holding on the offensive line for the Golden Bears. Some of the fans booing, not liking the call here. A couple of big plays, kind of some yardage negated. They've had a couple of big plays, but yet they're back in their own territory this side of the 50. So back now to their own 48-yard line after multiple big runs. So back at it again, brings up a second down and 20 now.
Bring up a second and 20.
And this has been the Hunter Hawk drive so far. A couple of them have been negated, like I said, but here we are once again, second down and 20. The Golden Bears have some work to do. Give it to the up back. Donovan Johnson makes one guy miss. He gets picked up around midfield, gets down to around the 49-yard line. So a gain of about 3 yards. And that's not going to quite do it. Third down and 17.
No.
And that puts old Matt Davis in a hard situation here on 3rd and 17.
It puts us in things that we don't like to do. I'm not saying we can't throw it. We got some good receivers, but we prefer the 3rd and 3s, manageable.
And it hasn't really worked out when we've tried to pass tonight, right? And that's one of the things, and I'm sure that it's possible, but it's been one of those drives here this time where it's just been negated by penalties. We've had some big runs and big plays, just negated by a couple of different penalties here. So we'll see what they do on 3rd down and around 16. Davis is going to float one up.
Jump ball.
And he had his receiver, and it looks like, I think it was Landon Cardian out there.
Pass intended for number 18.
Yep, that's him.
And it was, but 6'4" wide receiver out there, and he had him. High floater out near the right sideline, and Cardian went up to get it and just slipped out of his hands and fell out of bounds. And that 3rd and 17 attempt is no good, and a punt is underway for the Golden Bears.
Good pattern. Cardian's a basketball player, so he's used to going up and boxing out. So that's kind of what that pattern was. He had to get his body in good shape and go up, but couldn't quite bring it down. And here's our low snap.
The punter handles it very well, and another, my goodness, a beautiful punt inside the 20. Fair caught around the 16, and Mount Pisgah is going to get another chance at it. And we'll see with this defense for the Golden Bears. We'll see how long they're just going to keep holding them and holding them and holding them. But so far, they've done an excellent job on offense. One drive Mount Pisgah's had that's kind of gone in to Golden Bear territory. But other than that, this defense has been solid all night.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Pisgah's had to go to the drawing board, change up, throw some quick passes. They did a good job with that. But our defense bent but didn't break.
Made some adjustments. Both teams, the offense made some adjustments there for Mount Pisgah, and now for Holy Innocents Episcopal, they've made some adjustments on defense as well. So Mount Pisgah starts from their own 15-yard line. The Patriots, another quick pass, and my goodness, hit him right in the hands and just fell right to the ground. He had him wide open and had some space out there. He had one guy to beat, and he had the whole sideline to run.
That's one you don't want to see on the films on Monday morning.
No, that's when you say, Coach, I have to use the restroom real quick. I don't know if I want to see that. The 2nd down and 10 now after the drop pass. Golden Bears again looking to get the ball back. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the second quarter. Love to get the ball back and get another scoring drive, which they haven't had again. It seems so long now it's been it started so quickly. Cameron Smith, shotgun formation once again, man in motion, and they're going to pitch it out right side. And my goodness, there's about 5 different players on that defense, and Donovan Johnson once again comes up and lays a good old-fashioned licking right there on Mount Pisgah and the tailback Chandler Minton, who's taken some big hits. Chandler Minton has tonight. I think Hunter Hawk hit him a good one when he tackled him out of bounds down here, the full form tackle, and then he just took another hit and he's limping off. Chandler Minton is after that big hit by Donovan Johnson. 3:41. I believe it was an injury. I think Chandler Minton was kind of down there a little late. He's hobbling off the field.
Please be down on the track under the scoreboard. All middle school football players.
So 3:41 once again, right here, Golden Bear Network. This season, Coach Dunn and Nathan Griotti with you. First game of the 2019 season. We've had a pretty good first half, and it's been really all Golden Bears on offense and on defense. 2 quick scoring drives to start the game. Michael Cox, who we haven't seen in a while as well, might be battling maybe some cramps. Something else could have gone wrong, turned an ankle, something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's standing up on the sideline. I was looking for him.
Yeah, and he's right around the 35, but he hasn't been in the game there for a while. Another quick pass. Mount Pisgah driven out of bounds by a couple of different players, and once again, Nick Sparrows makes the catch. Ronnie Williams
and number 22,
and Moreland Bell.
Big Hunter Hawk.
And Hunter Hawk comes in late as well. And another 4th down.
Should have some good field position here.
And this, if you're Coach Winters, this is where you want to drain that last 3 minutes on the clock. Go down, put some points on the board, and head into the halftime with a 21-0 lead over Mount Pisgah. So now under 3 minutes to go, and the punter's going to have to do some work to change the field position here.
Don't run into him.
And high arcing kick, and that's going to take a Mount Pisgah bounce inside Golden Bear territory down to around the 49-yard line, maybe the 50-yard line, and that is where the Golden Bears will take over possession with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left on the clock here. And once again, have an opportunity with a short field, right? You only have to go 50 yards. You want to waste that 2 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock and score with about a second left on the clock.
And we get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
So this is perfectly set up here for the Golden Bears, and we'll see if they can execute. Again, still no Michael Cox. We'll try to see if we can get word maybe at halftime to see what's going on with Michael Cox. And he's kind of limping, just watching the team down here around the 40-yard line. So Felton in motion, hands it off to the up back Hunter Hawk. And Hunter Hawk, the fumble again, or Matt Davis. Okay, Matt Davis kept the ball. That triple option so hard to see sometimes. Matt Davis keeps the ball, dives past the 50 inside to Patriot territory down to around the 48-yard line, so a gain of 2 on 1st down.
Yeah, he handles the ball and distributes the ball very well. I'm not trying to jinx him because last year when I said that he fumbled on the next play. But he usually takes care of it.
We'll see. They're not in a rush. Again, 2 minutes on the clock. You want to use all that play clock. 2 minutes on the clock. And they're going to pitch it out to Felton. Felton gets by one, stiff arms one, gets up the right sideline, stays in bounds, makes one guy miss, and just tripped up inside the 30. A beautiful run there by Jack Felton.
Jack Felton on the carry for the Bears.
And that's what you needed, a big play, no penalties. Move the offense, keep that clock moving here in your favor. Good run there by Jack Felton, and he gets some love there from Michael Cox on the sideline. He runs off the field. Minute and a half left here in the second quarter. Golden Bears up 14-0, looking to go in with another score before halftime. This time they get it to Taekwon Alexander. He's going to try to go out wide again. Breaks one tackle, gets drugged down by the jersey around the 20-yard line, so a gain of about 5 there on first down.
Taekwon Alexander on the carry, brought down by Cole Spence.
So second down and around 5 now for the Golden Bears. A minute left on the second quarter clock. Golden Bears do not have any timeouts. So again, something, when you use those timeouts in the first quarter, that's something that you have to kind of consider right down here. So
particularly when you're a running team.
And this time they get it out to Leighton Dixon. First time we've called Leighton Dixon's name tonight. And he gets out wide. He'll get about 5 more yards down to around the 15-yard line. And it'll be another first down by the Golden Bears. And it'll, as we approach 30 seconds left, you got to think about spiking it sometime soon here if you're the Golden Bears to stop that clock. If you can't get in the end zone, you at least want a field goal attempt. They try to go up 17-0, 25 seconds on the clock. Pitch out to Taekwon Alexander. Reads the block, tries to cut it back inside, back outside he goes. And he stays in bounds with 15 seconds. We both wanted him to squeak out of bounds, and he cut right back up inside. And I think you have to spike it here and kick a field goal if you're the Golden Bears. 7, 6, 5 on the clock now. Davis under center, 2, 1, and they just get it. They just get it. There should be 1 second on the clock.
There should be. I agree with you.
He hiked the ball at 2 seconds, and we were watching the clock, and I think they're going to put a second on the clock here.
I don't know. Pisgah's running off into the.
And it looks like they are not going to give him that opportunity. So that will do it for the first half. There's not a second left on the clock. Controversial way to end the first half. Nonetheless, Mount Pisgah trailing our Golden Bears 14-0 right here on the Golden Bear Network. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll come right back right before the third quarter and update you on possibly some first half stats, maybe get you an update on Michael Cox as well. And we'll bring you the second half action. We'll be right back here, I would say, in about 10 minutes or so. Welcome back to the Golden Bear Network. Nathan Griotti with you alongside Coach Dunn. And Coach, first half, we thought this game could get out of hand.
Right, yep.
Real quick.
Yes.
Real quick. But Mount Pisgah made some adjustments. And then the Golden Bears made some adjustments. And then Mount Pisgah made some adjustments. And then the Golden Bears made some adjustments. And so we're at a stalemate at that 14-0. Let's go through. I'll go through the drives real quick, and then we'll kind of break down some individual players and things like that. So started off the game. Mount Pisgah received the kick, punted the ball in 4 straight plays right back to the Golden Bears. Golden Bears went 4 plays, 33-yard run. Michael Cox, real quick, real powerful, shed a couple of tacklers for a touchdown. Mount Pisgah punted. Holy Innocent Episcopal got the ball back. 66-yard run by Michael Cox. That ended real quick as well, and we haven't seen him since.
Right, that's the scary part. We haven't seen him since. The thinking may be if we can keep the 2-possession lead, if he's even banged up, just save him. It's game 1.
Absolutely.
You know, if it gets to a 1-possession game and he's playable, you know, so Coach Winter probably obviously being cautious with your star guy.
Right.
That's just kind of a guesswork,
right.
You know, because we're up here in the press box. We didn't get any word.
But it's a non-conference game too. It's not a game where you're going against, you know, some of the, you know, Wesleyan or Eagles Landing or you know, it's an important game. You want to win them all, right? But it's not the most important game. So those were the first 4 drives of the game. 14-0 lead for the Golden Bears. 5 straight punts, 2 from the Golden Bears and 3 from Mount Pisgah. Holy Innocents Episcopal took the ball, started at their own 5-yard line, and it looks like they were just going to roll down the field. A couple of big runs by Hunter Hawk. He gets them all the way down inside the 30, and then penalties started piling up galore.
Yes.
They got all the way back inside their own territory, about 20, 25, 30 yards of penalties rack up real quick, and they force the Golden Bears to punt. Mount Pisgah takes over at their own 15. They have to punt the football. Good field position for the Golden Bears with about 2.5 minutes on the clock there in the second quarter. They tried to spike the ball as we saw the last play of the second quarter. It looked like there was a second on the clock, but they said it ran out, and that's how the first half ended with the Golden Bears up 14-0. But maybe not some surprising stars, Coach, but we saw Donovan Johnson, who we got to say his name a lot there in the first half.
Both sides of the ball. Now, you know, with Michael Cox gone and the offense, he carried some of the load. You know, the Bears had to go more versatile with the offense, using Hunter Hawk, Matt Davis, Leighton Dixon, Donovan Johnson. But then on the defensive side, you saw the hit, particularly down here where the guy didn't get up for a while. You don't like to see a guy hurt, but I mean, it was a very clean, hard hit, and like you said, you called his name a lot of times. And then secondary, Landon Cardian was always around the ball. He broke up 2 or 3 almost had a couple of pick sixes. Now that I think about it. And of course, Hunter Hawk, almost every defensive call, he's either there or around there. And you know, our Marshall Nichols punted 2 or 3 times. Did a 55-yard punt was his first one, and so he showed why he's, you know, preseason All-State. And just, you know, the unsung heroes, your offensive and defensive line, you know, they don't get their name called a lot, but they've been solid in the trenches, as they say. So you gotta give them their love.
And the good news for the Golden Bears right now is we're just about getting ready here for the second half here in about, 10, 15 seconds. Golden Bears are going to start with the football here in the second half, and we'll see if there's a Michael Cox sighting. Maybe if they get up 3 touchdowns, use them for a drive, maybe 2 drives, and let them take that break. So we'll see what happens, but the Golden Bears will start with the football here in the second half right here on the Golden Bear Network. Again, Coach Dunn and Nathan Griotti here on the broadcast on the Golden Bear Network, and we will start the second half of action here from Riverwood High School. Mount Pisgah, and the kicker will be Jack Weintraub. Actually, it's Peyton Broadus. I'm sorry. Peyton Broadus will be the kicker here for the Patriots, the left-footed kicker from the 40. And we'll see what this Golden Bear offense can do here in the first possession of the second half. Boom. The kickoff is up, and a long kick. That one's going to go in the end zone, and it's a touchback. The Golden Bears will take over at their 20-yard line.
Number 15, Peyton Broadhouse.
And Peyton Broadhouse with a good kickoff here. And we do have a Michael Cox sighting out there as well with Taekwon Alexander. That's a good lightning and thunder and lightning, as they like to say.
Yeah, that is it.
And I'm a Titans fan. Chris Johnson and Lindale White, and that Titans backfield a few years ago. I used to watch that growing up, and I loved it. So we got the Holy Innocents Episcopal version of thunder and lightning here with Taekwon Alexander and Michael Cox back there. We'll see what we can do. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that they give Michael Cox the football here the first play of the second half. And they do, and he has a hold, but he gets brought down by, looks 2 or 3 different defenders. One of them being Happy Shane getting in there, and Happy Cox will get down past the 25-yard line.
The key to bringing him down is before his legs start churning, and they did that right there, which they didn't do in the first half.
You got to get somebody like that low, too. I mean, you hit him anywhere above the waist, he's just not going to go anywhere. He's too strong up top. You got to get him low in the legs and cut him down so he doesn't get those legs turning, like you said, Coach John. So 2nd down and 8 after a 2-yard gain to Michael Cox on the first play. Davis under center once again, Alexander in motion, and they pitch it to him right side. In and out move, and Taekwon Alexander up the right sideline, and he's going to make one guy miss down the right sideline, the 35, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Taekwon Alexander gets the Golden Bears on the scoreboard here in the second half as they go up 20-0.
Well, we said when he gets outside, that's pretty much over, and he got outside. I got some good blocks to spring him. I didn't see the number who got the block, but once he's out there, he's a track star as well.
And he put on the speeds. He had one guy to beat around the corner on the sidelines, and he just shut him off, didn't let him tackle him go down, kind of like a half stiff arm around the 40-yard line here, and off to the races he goes for a touchdown.
78 yards, unofficially, but I think that's right.
And he told Michael Cox, anything you can do, I can do better, as the extra point is up and in. And the Golden Bears go up 21-0 here in the third quarter on another, I mean, look at this, 78-yard run, 66-yard run, and a 33-yard run are the 3 touchdown plays.
And the drives have been less than 2 minutes. Well, obviously, but that one was, we had the 2 plays before. Well, 1 play before, so that was a 57-second drive.
Man. And it's one of those things that puts a little more pressure on your defense when you have a drive like that. They've been doing so well all night. You got to wonder in the fourth quarter when they don't get a big break.
Yep.
It's a 1 minute, 57 seconds, whatever it is, drive. It's one of those things where it's going to be a little tough to get that defense nice and rested there in the fourth quarter to hold this lead.
Yeah.
So that went quickly once again. They start the second half as they started the first half. This time just a different runner. Same result, different runner. Taekwon Alexander goes 78 yards. Makes one guy miss, and off to the races he went for a Golden Bear touchdown. They now lead 21-0.
Now Taekwon's only a junior. We've been calling seniors names out all night. Taekwon is a junior.
He'll be back next year to wreak vengeance on Region 5. With that speed, you have to imagine he'll probably be in that starting running back role.
Uh-oh.
So a flag's going to be called on the kickoff. You don't see that very often.
Offside penalty against the Bears.
And offsides on the kickoff.
Wow.
You don't see that very often.
That's what you call a first game penalty.
Yeah, if you're doing that in the first round of the playoffs, then you have an issue.
All right.
That's easily correctable, but it looks like the kicker he went up to he was going full speed and he kind of slowed up before to kind of do that. Peter Wonke kind of slowed up a little bit to do that kick, kind of that pooch kick, and caused some of the guys to go offside. So nonetheless, they'll move it back 5 yards. Now they're kicking off from their own 35. So we'll see the leg that Peter Wonke has here. He's going to have to kick it from his own 35-yard line. And he walks up. The kick is up. Low line driving sideways kick.
That's going to go out of bounds. Another
penalty.
going to give them pretty good field position.
Should take it, I think, at the 35, if I'm not mistaken. I know that might be NFL rules too, but we'll have to double check. They went back 5, and then they kicked it out of bounds. So illegal procedure, offsides, and then illegal procedure. Back-to-back penalties on the Golden Bears. And they will start, I think it is at the 35.
Ball's kicked out of bounds. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line.
And it is.
First and 10 Patriots.
Thank goodness I was right. I didn't want to look like a fool on air. So we're in good shape there. The 35 is where Mount Pisgah will take over from their own 35-yard line. Good starting field position for the Patriots. We'll see what this defense has up their sleeve here to start the second half. They were on the field a lot in the first half. They had a lot of time on the field, rotating some bodies in and out, but they have some good guys in there, and we see 44 Moreland Bell, who's been making some plays tonight from that defensive end spot, shedding some tacklers.
There you go.
And once again, a beautiful play in the backfield. And I think that was Landon Cardian, if I'm not mistaken.
Tristan Fryer on the carry.
And it was Landon Cardian. Tristan Fryer once again comes in motion, takes the ball and tries to go out wide to the left, being pursued from behind, but then there was Landon Cardian coming up, shedding his blocker. That's what you didn't see maybe on the webcast, but Landon Cardian shed that blocker, was able to get in the backfield and knock down the running back in the backfield for a loss of about 1 yard.
He covers a lot of ground pretty quick.
About 5 yards, excuse me, not 1 yard. Second down and 16 now for the Patriots. Man in motion once again, fake it to the up back.
He's got time.
Williams kind of shakes and bakes in the pocket. He's going to get taken down for a sack in the backfield. Spencer gets in the backfield for the Golden Bears and comes up with a sack.
Coleman Smith sacked on the play by number 36.
You got to give our cornerbacks credit for that sack too, because he had time, but he had nowhere to throw it.
And that's a coverage sack.
That's
what you call a coverage sack for sure, because he had some time to throw it back there, but there was just nobody open, like you said, and defensive backfield for the Golden Bears really stepping up with Felton playing that deep safety rover position there, about 15 yards past the line of scrimmage for the Bears. So big third down and 19 now for the Patriots from their own 31-yard line. After getting good field position, they've gone backwards 3 or 4 yards, and they face a third down and 19.
Going up.
Going deep. He has his receiver out there, contact being made, but great coverage out there by Leighton Dixon, playing defensive back, shadowing that wide receiver. And that receiver was Harrison Clark. But again, good defensive. He stuck to him kind of like glue out there, Leighton Dixon.
It's going to bring up a 4th and 19.
So 4th and 19, Bears defense comes up big. Comes up big once again. Jack Felton's going to be deep to receive the punt. I believe he'll probably call a fair catch. I think he looked at the referee and said, I'm going to call a fair catch. And he does. Inside the 30, and he falls to the ground and catches it at around the 27-yard line. That's where the Golden Bears will take over.
Pretty good punt.
Both teams have had some really, really quality punts here. Special teams has been pretty good really for both teams. And Holy Innocents Episcopal is going to take over at their own 27-yard line. Second drive of the second half here with 9:11 to go in the third quarter.
You know, getting back to our earlier touchdown, having Michael Cox sets up Taekwon. You know, the defense is keying on him, and then all of a sudden once he gets outside, that opens up that space.
It does, and that's the thunder and lightning that you kind of talk about.
Right.
As Taekwon Alexander is going to get the ball again. Man, what a move by Taekwon Alexander. Makes one guy miss. He gets up to the 35-yard line. He gets tackled by 2 different defenders. And a little pushing and shoving going back and forth here.
Joey Chain on the stop.
That's high school football, the first game of the season. With Taekwon Alexander with about an 8-yard gain on first down. He has some good speed, but more importantly, he's agile. He's very agile side to side. He has some good moves side to side.
He shows patience.
Patient runner is very important. Le'Veon Bell, like in the NFL, he's very patient behind that line of scrimmage. Davis once again under center. Felton. Looks like Felton and maybe Donovan Smith in the backfield. And Leighton, they're going to give it to the up back. He gets swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He maybe got a half a yard. That was Donovan Johnson. So it'll bring up a third down now. Third down and about a yard. And this is usually Michael Cox territory here on third down and 1. That's almost a gimme first down.
Taekwon Alexander on the carry.
But Donovan Johnson, Leighton Dixon, and Jack Felton, the 3 in the backfield with Matt Davis. Third down and 1, hand it to the up back, Donovan Johnson. He's going to fall forward. Smart move there. See, he got hit by a couple of different defenders right at the line of scrimmage. But right as he was going down, he fell forward.
Finished the run.
Yep, he fell forward, and I think that him falling forward actually gave them a first down.
Sure did, sure did.
So smart play there, again, by Donovan Johnson. He knew he was caught up. He shuffled his feet maybe a little too much in the backfield, but he falls forward and gets that first down. So first down, Golden Bears. They will move the chains here, and this could be one of those long, painful drives for this Patriot defense. Davis fakes it to the up back. He tries to roll it out right and take it, waiting for his blockers to come up, and he gets some. He's going to get pushed out of bounds pretty hard inside around the 44, 43, 44-yard line, so a gain of about 7 on first down. Good run there, good patient run by Matt Davis.
Yeah. Moved wide to wait on his blockers, got one, and then picked up 7 or 8 yards.
So second down and 4, so they officially give him 6 there on first down. Second down and 4 for the Golden Bears. Again, just letting that time waste away and waste away here in the third quarter. And they're going to give it a sweep to Leighton Dixon. Runs out of room, tries to cut it back upfield, but good defensive pressure in the backfield by the Patriots. A couple of different Patriots come up with the stop, and I think number 4, Cole Spence, was in there.
Number 22, Garrett Sutherland.
Golden Bears now face third down and around 5 after about a no gain on Leighton Dixon's wide run.
Check that 3rd and 5.
So third down and 5. Leighton Dixon, Jack Felton, Donovan Johnson, the 3 in the backfield with Matt Davis. Dixon in motion. He'll stop. Davis takes his time. He's going to hand it to the up back, Donovan Johnson. He fakes it to him, now pitches out right side.
Felton.
To Felton. Felton breaks a couple of tackles, follows that lead blocker, lowers the shoulder, drags a couple of defenders with him. Great blocking on that play. You're not going to hear that a lot. Great patient blocking on that play by the Golden Bears. And Donovan Johnson gets down inside the 40 in Patriot territory, and that's another Golden Bear first down.
That was a good run. Yeah, Jack Felton's a pretty strong kid, and he showed it there. They had him pretty much locked up, but he kept his feet driving. And he's got some he's a pole vaulter, so he's got some upper body strength.
That was a very he lowered that shoulder and broke a couple of tackles near the end to get the yardage for the first down. More importantly, it was great blocking on the outside. He waited for those blocks. The wide receivers are just as important blocking as those offensive line when you run wide. They all did their job on that one, and to move the chains, another Golden Bear first down. Dixon in motion. They're going to counter. Can't quite see who that is, and it's Hunter Hawk. And some extracurricular activities after the play.
Pick up about 4. Brought down by number 1.
Hunter Hawk picks up 4 on first down. It'll be second down and 6.
For the Bears.
Landon Cardigan will exit. Taekwon Alexander will re-enter. Also, wide receiver, we haven't called his name a whole lot tonight. The ex-wide receiver Christian Paget comes onto the field as well, because the Golden Bears don't really throw it down the field a whole lot. Those wide receivers have got to be good at blocking. Hunter Hawk in motion, and Davis pitches it out to Alexander. If he can make one miss, and he does, makes one miss. There he goes. Taekwon Alexander, 35-yard touchdown run, and some more outstanding blocking out here by the wide receiver, which springs. You know who that was, Hunter Hawk.
Yeah.
Hunter Hawk comes out wide, leads that triple option. Davis gets it to Taekwon Alexander at just the right time, turns it upfield, and a beautiful seal block there by Hunter Hawk.
He's shown tonight, he's known as a linebacker, but he's done it all. He's had some good runs, got that key block there. And then once you spring Taekwon and he's got Green in front of him, you're probably not going to win the race with Taekwon Alexander, as you just saw.
And it looks like he just turned it up a level when he reached that corner. He had the ball, he received the pitch, and the extra point is up and good, by the way, to give the Golden Bears a 28-0 lead.
Extra point good. Bears.
He's got a quick step, Taekwon does.
He does, and it just feels like he turns the knob a little bit when he gets the football and he's about to round the corner. You could see him just kind of put something a little extra into that one and get around the corner. And he turns it on, and up the field he goes. So after the extra point, there's going to be a penalty called on the Golden Bears. And Coach Winters out at the 30-yard line, not too happy about that call. You just go up 28-0. Why have a penalty? It's one of those silly penalties that are not really needed there, and he's not too happy about that down there on the sidelines. But
if the other team takes away your momentum, that's one thing, but don't take it away from yourself.
You don't. Not in a game like this. This should be a game where you need to complete it and win the right way. You're up 28-0 right now. The game's far from over. High school football, we all know. We've all watched enough high school football to know that anything can happen in high school football. So, but we will see what happens here. 28-0, 2 straight drives of Taekwon Alexander touchdown runs, one of 78 yards, one of 35 yards. And again, he says, hey, Michael Cox, anything you can do,
that's right.
I can do better.
They're both over the 100-yard mark already. Well, already, it's third quarter. But
we haven't seen Michael Cox really other than one carry here in the third quarter. We haven't seen him since the first few minutes of the first quarter. He's still at over 100 yards.
Right.
So, both players well over 100 yards rushing. Taekwon Alexander over 100 yards rushing just on the 2 touchdown runs.
Yep.
So, and Michael Cox had 99 yards on the 2 touchdown runs. So they're both right there. Big plays here for the Golden Bears. Big touchdown plays for the Golden Bears.
Back game for the Patriots. Number 44.
Peter Wonke on to kick it off for the Golden Bears from the 25-yard line. Penalty once again assessed on the Golden Bears after the kickoff, after the extra point. So low line driving kick fielded at around the 23-yard line. And he's going to get up right in the middle of the field. Good tackle there by the Golden Bears. He gets up to around the 34. And all things considered, when you kick it off from your own 25, not too bad.
No, not bad. Peter Wonke is one of our soccer players. This is actually his first year playing football. And, a lot of times when you want to find a kicker, you can go out to a soccer field. Usually you can convert a couple of them. And he's done a good job. He's got good field goal range, according to Coach Winter. We haven't seen that yet. We almost saw it before the first half. But that would have been about a 42-yard attempt had we.
I don't know. I don't know if you saw Carly Lloyd went to the Chicago Bears practice. Carly Lloyd, Team USA soccer player, kicked a 55-yard field goal and nailed it right through the uprights. So soccer players can know how to kick the football.
Yeah, sure can.
And on the first down and 10 play, it looks like Cameron Smith overthrows his receiver. The receiver kind of fell down in the middle of that flag route there. And he kind of fell to the ground. Tristan Fryer, the intended wide receiver. He falls down. It'll be second down and 10. So they went on that little stretch there, I think late in the first quarter, maybe second quarter, where they just started throwing those quick passes.
Quick
and they were getting some momentum. They went down the field 30, 40 yards. They got into Golden Bear territory. And ever since then, they just haven't been able to find that rhythm again. And again, that goes adjustments by the Golden Bears on defense, kind of stopping that, playing a little closer to the line of scrimmage as well. They kind of switched to a 4-3 defense here to the Golden Bears. Cameron Smith, there's that quick pass again. We talked about it. He gets sandwiched right around the 50-yard line, takes a good shot by 2 different Golden Bears. That was Tristan Fryer.
Pass complete to number 7, Tristan Fryer.
And he takes a shot.
21, Jack Felton.
Jack Felton on the stop for the Golden Bears.
Patriots.
First down, Patriots.
Bears 49.
That was a little play action quick pass there that got him about 20 yards, 15, 20 yards.
Yeah, that little slant, that's a simple but effective play. Just right across the middle, he's wide open. Jack Felton was with a good tackle to keep the big plays from happening.
Now back to that 4-2-5 defense. Cameron Smith back, and it's a screen pass out to the left side. Got one guy to beat, can't quite spin off of him, and I believe that was Donovan Johnson again with the tackle. And it is Donovan Johnson right there. It looks like the Golden Bears are saying that he fumbled the football. We'll wait for the referee. And I think the referees are not having any of that. They say he was down. Hunter Hawk with the tackle. They wanted a fumble call, and ball will stay with the Patriots. It'll be 2nd down and 8. 2 tight ends, 3 receivers here for the Patriots. Shotgun formation. Cameron Smith drops back. He's going to go deep down the left sideline, and he overthrew his receiver.
Him bad.
And good coverage. Good coverage out there. And again, was that Donovan Johnson again? I think it was. Donovan Johnson out there again playing defensive back. He was all over him. Garrett Sutherland, the intended wide receiver down the left sideline.
Donovan Johnson on the coverage. It's going to bring up the third.
I mean, so far you got to think Donovan Johnson's got to be the defensive MVP so far for this team. You know, Hunter Hawk's always going to be in that conversation, but Donovan Johnson has played some really good plays, not only tackling but making some good coverage plays as well for the secondary.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, obviously, and giving their quarterback some fits.
3rd down and 8. Cameron Smith nowhere to go. He's going to get sacked in the backfield. And I think that was a double sack there.
Yeah.
By a couple of different players. It looked like Griffin McInnes got there first. And back there to clean up the mess was Blake Dobbs. So we'll credit each of them with about a half a sack on that play.
Coleman Smith sack.
And a good play by the Golden Bear defense. Again, keeping the pressure on. Don't give them any sign that they can come back and stay in this game when you're up 28-0. Punt once again by the Patriots. Jack Felton receives it, knocks it out of bounds off his hands at around the 11-yard line, and that is where the Golden Bears will take over. So they'll start at their own 11, second worst field position of the night here for the Golden Bears. They're going to have to go 89 yards if they want to put another touchdown on the board. And I have a little bit of advice. Go ahead and give it to Tyquan Alexander because he seems to be doing just fine here in the second half for the Golden Bears offense.
Yeah, they've sprung him a couple times, and we got to see his speed. And that quick step, good blocking, as you said.
And I think, Matt, you talked about it earlier, Matt Davis really distributing the ball at the right time. Those options are so time-oriented.
Yes.
You got to read. You have so many reads. The defensive end, when you're going out to pitch it, you have to read the defensive back. There's so many different reads that you have to go through, and he fumbled the football.
That's what happened to me last year. Same exact thing happened to me last year.
Okay, well, I think, Dunn, you can go ahead and do the rest of the broadcast. I'm just going to.
I did the same thing last year.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut on that one.
I mean, that's an instant replay, except it was me.
That won't go on the Nathan Griotti highlight reel, I don't think. Matt David, you got to help me out here, buddy. You can't do that right when I'm calling that.
Fortunately, the ball bounced our way again, so we fumbled twice, but we jumped on both of them.
That's important. So 2nd down and 11 after the loss of 1 in the fumble recovery by the Golden Bears. And Davis in the backfield, he's going to hand it.
He's got room.
He's got room. Makes one guy miss. Beautiful play by Matt Davis. Kind of a juke move back inside the hash marks. And he gets tackled out past the 20 down to around the 23-yard line. And a great move by Matt Davis to pick up the first down.
That's the Matt Davis we're trying to talk about.
And when I watched some highlights of him, before the season started, some of the games last year, I really saw him getting out to the edge and making some guys miss. We just haven't been able to see that tonight. And I really think it's because Tyquan Alexander and Michael Cox have been doing a lot of the work on the outside.
Yep.
So 1st down and 10. We're under a minute and a half left to go here in the third quarter. And Leighton Dixon will come in motion, and he'll stop now deep in the backfield. Davis under center. He's going to shift it out and get it out to Tyquan Alexander, who has some room at the right sideline. He has a couple of guys to miss, but he just tripped over his own feet out there. He had some room. He had a guy blocking in front of him. It was Leighton Dixon, the leading blocker, out far wide. It looks like he maybe just kind of caught his feet up with Leighton Dixon out there and just kind of fell to the ground.
Clock moving inside a minute.
28-0. Golden Bears lead on 4 long rushing touchdowns by 2 different running backs. Garrett Sullivan with a tackle for the Patriots. 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Davis is going to throw, and the wind just is going to take that football. My goodness, Landon Cardigan waits for it, and he's going to get taken out around the 40-yard line. It felt like that ball was in the air for about 5 seconds.
It was like a short punt, kind of.
And you can see the wind really blowing here tonight in Atlanta at Riverwood High School. Really starting to blow here the later the night goes on. Maybe a storm's coming overnight, and it felt like that ball was just hanging up there. And Landon Cardigan, 6'4", obviously the first one to get it up there, and he gets out of bounds after a first down pitch and catch there from Matt Davis to Landon Cardigan. Davis will again take the snap. He's going to take it himself. Follows a couple of blockers, makes a couple of guys miss. And he's going to get hit around the 47, maybe up to the 48-yard line. They're going to officially mark him down, I think, at the 47.
Matt Davis on the keeper, brought down by number 51, Tyler Delroe.
Tyler Delroe, the Patriots defensive lineman, in there to make the tackle. And that will do it here for the third quarter. They double the lead that they had at halftime. The Golden Bears up 28-0 over the Mount Pisgah Patriots. Let's take a 20-second timeout. We'll be right back on the Golden Bear Network.
I think if we score in the fourth quarter, I think they'll still
continue.
I think so. If we can score, I'm not sure. But I'm for it. I got wine waiting on me.
It's Saturday night.
Yeah. 28-0, all Bears.
Welcome back, Golden Bear Network. Coach Dunn, Nathan Griotti here as we got the fourth quarter of action. The players holding up those fours down on the sidelines. And we will see what happens here in the fourth quarter. Third quarter obviously belonged to the Golden Bears, Coach Dunn, and it was the Tyquan Alexander show there in the third quarter. A lot of good blocking on the outside, but it was really Tyquan that kind of turned up the speed and turned up those big running plays.
Yeah, he had some good moves. He got the speed, good patient blocking, as you said, and double the lead. And now we just hopefully take it to the house with no injuries, hold on to the football, don't make any dumb mistakes, and get ready for week 2.
And go celebrate the week 1 victory at home just like we did last year.
Yep.
This is right in the range of about a long touchdown run tonight.
Yeah, that's about right. It's about right.
53 yards, 54 yards as the Golden Bears, second down and 3 from their own 47-yard line. They're going to get across the 50 on the handoff. And it looks like it will be a first down, another Golden Bear first down on the rushing attempt. And that will again move the chains.
Is that Matt Davis still at quarterback? Is that still number 11?
It is still, as of right now, it is still number 11, yep. So we'll see Ronnie Williams if Matt Davis is out, right?
Yeah, we saw Ronnie Williams some last week at the scrimmage. He did well. I was just, my vision's not the greatest.
I got you. I'll try. I don't know how much better mine is, but we'll see. Matt Davis takes it out right side. Beautiful lead block by Hunter Hawk as Matt Davis will scramble out of bounds inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. A 13-yard scramble by Matt Davis. And again, you try to call out the blocks because a lot of the times they don't get the recognition that they deserve.
Right.
Hunter Hawk on that one with a beautiful kick-out block there on the defensive end to spring Matt Davis up the right sideline.
Yeah.
Tyquan will re-enter. Hunter Hawk will exit. Tyquan Alexander in the backfield with, looks like maybe Donovan Johnson back there and Leighton Dixon are the 3 backs with Matt Davis. They're going to hand it to Johnson, who goes right up the middle, makes a couple of guys miss, and he's going to get down inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23, as Donovan Johnson once again gets his name called.
Donovan Johnson on the carry.
As the up back filling in for Michael Cox here very well, as well as with Tyquan Alexander.
And one thing good about the Michael Cox situation, now we can afford to rest him, whatever it is, and let him get an extra half night off.
And you think even the idea of him coming in that first series in the third quarter, I think possibly one of those things where you think he's getting the ball, maybe that's when you give it to Tyquan. So another
there's a penalty there.
Another handoff to Donovan Johnson, and another penalty is Coach Dunn there pointed out. That's right in the area of holding. So, and it is another penalty. And if there's anything you want to take out of a 28-0 lead, I think it might be cleaning up some of the penalties in game 1. Some of that's expected, right? You kind of work through that. You try to work through those penalties in the first game, but that's one of those things. And
there's another one.
A second penalty. And that's
that may be one where the coach is going to have a word with somebody.
Yeah, that gets the coach hot. That's one of those things where the coach is not happy about it. And
we may be marking off about 25 yards in penalties here.
And the referees look to be trying to explain it to Coach Winters here. Players aren't a little happy. Aren't happy at all. That's what I was trying to say. And then the referee's trying to explain it to some of the coaches. And now a sideline warning on on the Golden Bears. So that's going to back them up a lot here. The refs trying to compute some math down there and trying to figure out how much they got to scoot this football back.
It's going to be a ways.
So they're going to go from what, the 24-yard line it looks like.
That's the first one, and now here's the second one.
There was 24 back to the 34.
Yeah, it was holding, I think, and then the 15-yard all the way back to the 49.
So 25 yards in penalties on essentially one play.
Yeah.
So 10-yard penalty and then a 15-yard penalty. And we're back at midfield.
Yeah, back at midfield.
We're back at midfield. 10:56 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Golden Bears up 28-0 over the Mount Pisgah Patriots. As the clock will restart. Matt Davis back under center. Hunter Hawk, Donovan Johnson. Davis is going to go deep down the left sideline. He has his receiver, and it looks like it was caught there for a minute, but the ball does end up hitting the ground, and that was Christian Padgett out there, who had a pretty good look at that one out there near the sideline. Just couldn't quite come up with the football.
Christian Padgett's one that made a pretty good name for himself last year, only a sophomore last year. He ended up, well, we would call his name a lot as from third of the season on, and he caught the coach's eye, put in some good minutes.
Something to see for sure here. 10:51 now in the fourth quarter. 28-0 Golden Bears leads. Triple option formation once again. Davis again going to throw, overthrows his receiver. And he overthrew him by about 10 yards. And it looks like Coach Winters was wanting some type of penalty down here, talking to the referees, but he's not going to get it. So now 3rd and 33. When you got 1st and 33, it's hard to run the football 1st and 33.
We used to call it 3rd and a cab ride or something like that.
That's a little bit more accurate after those penalties that were assessed to the Golden Bears. They had to try to throw the football again, not what they're most comfortable doing. Obviously, they like to run the football. 4 rushing touchdowns tonight. So we'll see if they just run this one and punt it. No wide receivers on the field, so I'm going to go ahead and guess that they're going to try to just run the football here. They do. Swing it out left side to Tyquan Alexander. He's going to run out of space up the left sideline. He gets a couple of yards. And it looks like the Golden Bears will have to punt. Those penalties prove costly. And the Golden Bears will officially have to punt the football. Hard to come back from a 1st and 33 situation.
Yeah, it's the holding and the unsportsmanlike. And we'll see Marshall Nichols again.
See if he can pin him deep here. He had one pin him. I think he pinned him inside the 15, maybe the 20.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can get him inside the 10-yard line here. This is well in Marshall Nichols' territory. About a 60-yard punt is what he needs. 55-yard punt will get him inside the 5-yard line. So we'll see if he can angle it out of bounds here and pin him deep.
Uh-oh.
Drops the punt, and I don't even know how he got that off.
Yeah, I don't either. I really don't.
I have no idea how he got that football off, but somehow he gets it inside the 25 down to the 24. And a drive that started on the Golden Bears' 11-yard line. They get all the way down to the 24.
And go back to midfield.
And then go back to midfield. So what a wild possession that was. Took a lot of time off the clock. But Mount Pisgah is going to take over at around their 24-yard line. .26 left to go here in this fourth quarter. As we said, there is a continuous clock here in Georgia. If it's 30 after 3 points, I think
30 after 3 quarters, I believe.
3 quarters, that's what I meant. Yeah, 30 points after 3 quarters. And so right now that is not in effect as the Golden Bears up 28-0. Man in motion, Cameron Smith takes the snap. Shotgun formation, looking to get rid of it quick, pressured, and Penalty flag is going to be called.
Yep, pass interference.
And they might have got away with one of those in the first half. I don't think they're going to get away with that one. He didn't mean to. He tried to slow up. He just couldn't quite slow up in time, and that was Ronnie Williams. Ronnie Williams made contact with the receiver just a little bit early on the far side of the football field. So that'll be a penalty on the Golden Bears. Keep it first down here for the Patriots. 15-yard penalty. Put them up at around the 40-yard line. Officially, I think at the 39-yard line.
That's going to give the Patriots a first down.
So from the 24 to the 39, 15-yard penalty on a 3-yard passing play. Which, that one hurt. Those hurt a little bit, but nonetheless, Mount Pisgah first down on their own 39-yard line. Golden Bear defense looking to keep the shutout alive here in the opening game of the 2019 season. Started off the first half strong with 2 rushing touchdowns. Started off the second half strong with 2 rushing touchdowns. Cameron Smith drops back once again. He gets pressured, steps up in the pocket, tries to get around a couple of different defenders, and once again another sack. And this time by Griffin McInnes, who's in the backfield again. The second or third time I think we've called Griffin McInnes getting a sack there in the backfield.
Yeah, he shared one with Blake Dobbs a while ago.
And he's back in the backfield once again for the Patriots. And that clock's just ticking down under 10 minutes now.
Going to bring up a second 11 for the Patriots.
And it'll be second down 11, a loss of 1 on the sack. As we approach 9.5 minutes now left in the fourth quarter, Cameron Smith once again shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers, a running back and a tight end. Smith's going to roll out to the right side, gets a lead block, and he throws it short, and there's Williams again. He's going to get called again for a pass interference, almost the exact same play that happened about 20 yards ago right down here. And not what you want to see. Ronnie Williams again got there a half a second too early, and look, it's a good call. It's one of those calls where I mean, it's a good call. You can't hit the wide receiver before that, and unfortunately, it's a second pass interference call on this drive, and another 15 yards for the Patriots. So penalties really killing the Golden Bears of Holy Innocents Episcopal here tonight. You know, despite the 28-0 lead, I think we kind of talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
That's something you can clean up going into the second game is penalties, and they've kind of got them a little bit here in the second half. Costed them at least 1 drive in the second half, and now they're costing them, the Patriots, running down the field on a gang tackle there by 3 different Golden Bears on Cameron Smith, and he hits the ground right around the line of scrimmage.
On the carry, brought down by number 19, Bo Maxwell.
And Bo Maxwell with the tackle. First time we've called his name here tonight.
He's a junior. I was about to say he's one that's not a senior. He had a pretty good year last year.
Yeah, first time he's gotten in there in the backfield tonight. Brings up a second down and 10 for the Patriots. Cameron Smith, shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers. And in Cryer in motion. Cameron Smith going to roll out to the right, pitch it to Cryer in the backfield. He's deep in the backfield now, and he gets met by what looks like the entire defense for
picture.
Yeah, for the Golden Bears there, and they hit him right at the line of scrimmage. He maybe even lost a yard. So that'll bring up another third down. Tristan Fryer on the carry for the Patriots. 3rd down and 12, another 3rd down and long for the Patriots. This Golden Bear defense has a chance to get off the field even after multiple defensive pass interference penalties.
Well, I was going to say after the first half, we did a pretty good job, not penalty free, but compared to a year ago. But then, of course, now the last couple, we put ourselves out of a drive. Yeah. And now these 2, so.
They can get off the field here. I think it would qualify as a win here. Cameron Smith rolls out left side. He's getting chased from behind, and he's going to get brought down for a sack in the backfield. That's Spencer Getz once again. I think that may be a second or third sack for Spencer Getz there in the backfield as well.
Yeah,
From his linebacker spot, he's had a good game as well.
Yeah, he's a senior. He's a good
defensive end spot, excuse me, not linebacker.
A good kid.
Yeah, that far side pressure from Spencer Getz. Cameron Johnson rolled out to the left side immediately, and then he kind of was cutting back, and Spencer Getz was there to meet him right between the hash marks and bring him down for another sack for the Golden Bears. It'll bring up 4th down and 13 in a punt attempt. And the wind just catches that punt.
Sure,
it feels like, my goodness, it looked like that punt was going near the end zone and out in 22-yard line. Jack Felton makes the fair catch. 7:41 now left in the 4th quarter. As the Golden Bears still holding a 28-0 lead here over the Mount Pisgah Patriots. And again, this time last year was 42-21. This time last year, and at the end of this game, and I would say an improvement big time. You score less points offensively, but you don't give up any points so far defensively, and I would consider that a win.
Yeah, I'd say this look, besides the penalties, this team's look good. Love the offensive and defensive linemen. They're quick off the ball. Obviously we can talk about our running backs all night, but it's just so far pretty good.
And Donovan Johnson there again with the handoff, and he goes down and maybe in a little bit of pain, maybe a cramp, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe an ankle. They hit him kind of low on that tackle, and Donovan Johnson, he's going to hobble off the field. And in a game like this, I just don't know if it's worth putting him back in if he's hurt at all. Just bring him off. You have enough running backs on this team to last a little while.
Even if you just take 3 downs and run the clock with a 28-point lead, just run 3 or 4 minutes off the clock if you can.
Yep, that's what you need to do. And Hunter Hawk enters the game in that backfield, and they're going to pitch it, and it's a fumble. And the Patriots are going to recover at the 20-yard line. And
fumble on the play.
That was
recovered by the Patriots.
That was not the best executed offensive play there by the Golden Bears. What you don't want to see is your team to get sloppy there in the 4th quarter with a big lead like that. It's easy to kind of take your foot off the gas, so to speak.
Yeah, we had the clock going. That's just what you want.
Yep, that's what you want. It's what we want. And unfortunately, they're giving it right back to the defense. We talked about this in the first half. How long is the defense going to be able to kind of hold on and hold up with this shutout? So this is about as big a test as they can get here with 20 yards to hold them in, try to keep that shutout alive. So we will see what the Golden Bear defense can do. Coleman Smith in the backfield, and he's going to fake the handoff, but he's going to get taken down, and a beautiful play in the backfield by the Golden Bears, and that was Blake Dobbs once again in the backfield, and he came through with a vengeance and slung down Coleman Smith for his 2nd sack of the night.
2nd and 15 for the Patriots.
Yeah, we had Blake Dobbs has had a couple, Griffin McInnes has had a couple, Spencer Getz has had a couple.
They've really been putting some pressure when Coleman Smith has had to throw so much, and I know Mount Pisgah does not want to throw as much as they've had to throw tonight, but when you're down 21, 14, 21, 28-0, you have to throw the football. You have to throw the football, and they've been able to do that. And you pin your ears back, as the coach likes to say. You pin your ears back and go right after the quarterback when they're doing that. Coleman Smith, he's going to swing it out to Fryer on the right side, and my goodness,
wow, good
a fumble.
Yeah.
And the football is going to go right back to the Golden Bears. And man, who was that came flying in? Holy smokes! What a play! Was that Cardian?
Number 6, Griffin McInnes.
Griffin McInnes comes up with the fumble recovery, but I think that was Landon Cardian that came up with a big,
that was a good hit.
He came out of nowhere like a bullet and just came up and unloaded on Tristan Fryer out in the flat, caused him to fumble, and Griffin McInnes was there to swallow up that football and get it right back to the Golden Bears.
Now let's run some clock.
It was all in the plan, right? That's exactly how we drew it up. 6 minutes, 4 seconds on the 4th quarter clock. Golden Bears take over with a 28-point advantage. Man in motion is Jack Felton, and another fumble. And recovered again. Recover. It makes you catch your breath a little bit, but recovered again by the Golden Bears. And they actually gained 4 or 5 yards out of it. So 2nd down and about 6 yards. We're going to say officially 2nd down and 7 for the Golden Bears after that fumble. Shotgun formation again. This time they're going to give it to the up back, and that looked like Hunter Hawk, but I couldn't, and it was Hunter Hawk in there. We'll get another 1st down for the Golden Bears right up the middle.
Brought down by number 22, Garrett Sutherland.
So 22 tackles 22 there on that play, but Hunter Hawk picks up the 1st down right up the gut after a gain of around, I would say, 11 or 12 yards on that 2nd down rushing attempt. And it looks like Marshall Nichols actually playing quarterback in there right now. I think see number 17 in there. So Marshall Nichols actually in at quarterback, the preseason All-State punter, playing quarterback here, spelling Matthew Davis a little bit, getting him a little bit of a rest here at the end of game 1.
5-yard gain for the Bears. Going to bring up a 2nd and 5.
So there will be some names. Kadar.
Kadar. Yeah,
okay.
Kadar is another fast one. He's a senior also.
He's in there. He's in there as well on offense for the first time tonight. Leighton Dixon back there. Jack Felton, Donovan Johnson in the backfield. Donovan Johnson's going to take it, go right up the middle. But this is what you want here. You protect the football. You saw Donovan Johnson with both hands right there on the football. He's like, I'm not fumbling this thing. Let that clock run as we approach under 4 minutes now on the 4th quarter clock.
You know, Kadar can break one too. Now, you know, last year he was hampered with a leg injury and missed a lot of the season. But for a while he was getting some good carries and gaining some yards. He's trying to regain his momentum after coming back.
Somebody that could be maybe a secret weapon at some point, or if injuries take place. And here's the pitch right to Jack Felton, and he's going to go out of bounds, which will stop the clock.
Jack Felton on the carry.
And he's right at that 1st down marker.
Brought down by Joey Chain.
And it is a 1st down for the Golden Bears.
But not before he gets another Bears. 1st down.
Once again, a reminder, next week, right back here on the broadcast, Hebron Christian, 7:30, right here on the Golden Bear Network. Same time.
You got to get
same place.
Shooting for some revenge after last year. 1 quarter hurt us last year.
38-14 was the final score.
Yep. It was most of the damage was in the 2nd quarter. They blocked one of our punts, and then everything just kind of
unfolded.
Joe Hinkson on the carry.
Yep. Hopefully we can get some revenge next week. We'll see. 38-14 was the final score last year. So we know Coach Winters wants to come out and get the revenge on some of those losses last year, winning a season since 2013 here for Coach Winters. Went 3-7 a couple years ago when he took over. Got it up to 6-6 last year, 2nd round of the playoffs. And, of course, he wants to improve on that this year. So next step, of course, the farthest that the Golden Bears have ever gotten is the Elite Eight.
Elite
in the
Eight
state
twice.
of Georgia.
Yeah, done it
One
twice.
step away from that last year. So I think that's obviously a goal of theirs is to continue winning. And obviously it's 1 week at a time. All coaches will tell you that when you interview them and when you talk to them. But obviously the end goal is to get as far as you can and win the state championship. But I think it's a good start tonight. You know, two and a half minutes left to go in this 4th quarter. Looks like they're just going to try to run the clock out. 3rd and 4. It'll be pitched to the left side here. See, hopefully we can get this 1st down, and it's right at the marker, down to around the 37-38. If it's 4th down and inches, you might just go for it here and push it across that 1st down marker.
Ketchup on the carry.
Chandler Ketchup.
Yeah, freshman.
Yeah, it's a freshman.
Freshman getting a carry in there.
Brought down by Tristan Fryer.
So it is 4th down now. 4th down in about a foot maybe.
Yeah. Inside of 2 minutes.
So yeah, if you're the Golden Bears, you pick up this 1st down, you can most likely can run the clock out here. If you get a couple of feet, this might be a keeper.
Yeah.
Right up the middle here for Marshall Nichols, just kind of dive forward.
Nope.
He doesn't. He pitches out wide, and it's going to go nowhere. Yeah, not sure why you don't just run it up the middle there, get about a half a yard, and let this clock run out. But
carry.
nonetheless,
Brought down by number 7.
another opportunity for the defense. And the Golden Bears still in position here. And 1 minute 38 seconds is where the Patriots will take over. And you don't want to call it over till it's over, but 28-0 with a minute and a half to go. I think it's about as close as you can get. As this defense looking for one final stop here tonight to take home the Week 1 victory.
It'll be so far a good start. Looking forward to next week. And looks like we've got a couple of kids banged up, but you know we did this game without William Willis and Tyler White. That's two that I know of. Tyler's one of our linemen on both sides of the ball, and William Willis. But hopefully we can get through with, you know, get Michael fully healthy. And
yeah, you're going to need Michael Cox fully healthy if you kind of want this season and another sack there in the backfield by the Golden Bears. Was that Spencer Getz again? I think it might have been Spencer Getz again from that left defensive end spot, and he's been all over the backfield for the Patriots.
Brought down by Spencer Getz.
Yeah, that's Spencer.
Man,
yeah.
he's had a great second half, especially had one in the first half, two in the second half so far. And a young quarterback again is going to get hit in the backfield by a couple of different players.
I think they're just running it out too, just to.
I think you're right. I mean, I think it's a good overall performance here. You know, obviously some things to clean up. We talked about the penalties are one.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get Michael Cox fully healthy. I know Donovan Johnson came off with maybe a little an ankle or something like that, and some of that's football. But you want to make sure that they're healthy before next week. So I think that the level of play might step up just a little bit on both sides next week with Hebron Christian coming in. And again, remind everybody, Golden Bears lost 38-14 last year to Hebron Christian on the road. So one of those things where it's revenge time. It's game week. You enjoy this one for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then you start tomorrow with the prep for next week for Hebron Christian.
Coaches will be looking at film by 11:30 tonight.
Yes. Let's have some dinner. I'll take a nap and let's get right back to it, because that's how coaches are. So.
Well, that's it.
That's how this one's going to end. First broadcast on the Golden Bear Network in the books. The Holy Innocents Episcopal School Golden Bears knock off the Mount Pisgah Patriots 28-0 in the home opener, the season opener in Class A football here in the state of Georgia. And it's been a good first game, though.
Good first game, absolutely. 28-0 win. You know, with the power rankings, every game is a big game.
Yep.
So, you know, it used to be top 4 go to playoffs. Now it's a little more complicated, but 28-0 win, that can do nothing but help. And then we've got to go get them next week, get some people healthy, and very good start.
Good start on offense and defense. Should be a good game next week. For Coach Dunn, I am Nathan Garrotti. We're signing off for the Golden Bear Network.
Good night.